Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet here in Miami, Florida, and today's gonna be a fun one. We've got about an 18-mile-an-hour wind, a heavy 3-foot chop, and as you can see here, plenty of action coming out of the inlet. Gonna make for an interesting day to see how our crews fare as they step in the ring and try and do battle with Haulover. And that's going to bring us to the first round of our competition. And here in the first round, the boats have opted to toss a Yamaha jetboat in the ring to see if they can go ahead and get on the board first. But here we go, ring the bell, round one, and man, we got some kids in the bow. But I gotta give Cap props, they do have life jackets on, so they're not really breaking the rules, but they kind of are. So here, I mean, it's a rough day. I wouldn't recommend this. One of the kids winds up going down, taking a tumble, but I'm pretty sure the back end of this is the real problem, and this is illegal. At least I believe it's illegal. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to sit on a rear swim deck, which is what this crew is doing right here. And I wouldn't recommend this either. I mean, this is a rough day down here at Haulover. If they hit the wrong wave, take a wave over the bow, something goes wrong, and one of these crews slides off, well, it's just not gonna be a fun day for them. But unfortunately for this crew, they've made their way out. Cap's deciding it's a little rough. They're doing the patented Haulover U-turn and coming back in, but I'm gonna have to give them a loss for the one kid who fell, and of course the people who are sitting on the back deck on this one. And that's going to bring us to the second round of our contest. And here in the second round, the boats are going to step their game up as they're going to toss an MTI in the ring to go ahead and see if they can get this one tied back up. And here we go, round two, as our MTI starts to make its exit out of Haulover. Our guy quickly winds up sitting down as the boat's working to get up on plane. It's a no-wake zone right at the bridge, so they quickly decide to get up on plane, but with the yacht in front of them, they knew they had to deal with that wake. But as you can see here, it is rough. It is a crazy day, and the craziest part is usually when it's this rough, we don't see any action. Nobody's going out, but today we're getting the exact opposite. It's rough offshore and plenty of boat action as well, but our crew, Haulover's knocked them off their game a little bit, but that's where you can see how rough it is. They wind up getting air, but the last clip that you saw, the boat that was next to them was completely out of the water, and man, it is just an absolute brutal day. But overall, they're keeping the bow up, they're keeping the boat moving, they're not turning around, and I don't think it's going to get a whole lot better than this today, so I'm going to go ahead and wind up giving this crew the win. And that's going to bring us to the third round of our contest, and here in the third round, the boats are going to toss an Aquila in the ring to see if they can go ahead and try and get on top of the inlet, as we are now tied at one apiece. And here comes our catamaran. This is a big boat that should make easy work of Haulover on many days, including today. As you can tell, it is a tight chop today, but nothing that this boat shouldn't absolutely obliterate. So our crew is making their way in, and here we can see some breaking waves right toward the mouth of Haulover as they start to work their way in, but all of a sudden the front sponson's dug in. So on catamarans, that can be an issue sometimes, and that's why you'll see a lot of people when they're driving cats trying to keep the engines trimmed as much as they can, because when those front sponsons start digging in, all of a sudden things can get a little wonky in the way the vessel will handle and steer. So it slowed the boat down, allowing the wave from behind them to catch up, which all of a sudden then buries the bow, and we get what you see going on right here. Kind of a wild scene. And Cap was very lucky on this one that he was able to slow it down and get it back righted before he made his way into Haulover. That definitely could have went wrong pretty quickly, but I gotta tell you, that was not the way they were planning to come into the inlet. So on this one, unfortunately, Haulover kind of had its way with this boat, which means I'm gonna go ahead and give Haulover the win in this round, which is gonna give the boats a little bit of a disadvantage as we're about to move into the fourth round of our contest, and now the boats are down 2-1, so the boats have to take a win here in the fourth round, so this does not end early. Now the boats are going to go ahead and throw a very good competitor in the ring that should be able to get them on the board, and that's going to be a Boston Whaler. And here we go, our crew is making their way toward the mouth of the inlet, and let's see how Captain fares. Right now looks pretty solid, has the boat just barely up on plane, trying to keep that bow high, and barely keeping it on plane is going to allow the boat to do its work and go ahead and slice through those waves. With a heavy following sea like this, the last thing they want to do is slow down too much and let the wave from behind them catch up. And our guy's not going to do the post up on another wave method either. He's going to try and power his way right in, and they look pretty solid, and they're going to make it in without any issues and go ahead and take a win for the boats, which is going to tie things up as we move into the fifth and final round of our contest as we are tied at 2 apiece. And here in the 5th and final round of our competition, the boats are going to toss a Saxdor in the ring to see if they can go ahead and close it out and try and sneak a win out of Haulover. But let's go. The boat is up on plane. Captain's got her opened up and is going to try and let the boat eat on this one, but they're going to hit some big rollers. They wind up blasting, and man, it was tough to tell, but I think one of our guys actually went down and fell out of the seat. And there we go again. He is getting absolutely worked as this crew's trying to make their way toward the mouth of the inlet, but our guy in the green shirt caught a little air on the first wave. The second wave knocked him out of his seat again, and our crew's still working out, but they've definitely slowed it down now. But here we'll go take a look at the replay from the air. Watch the guy from the green shirt. And right there you see him kind of fall down, but that's not the real one. Here we're gonna see him get smacked again, and all of a sudden he goes down a second time. Man, that was a rough ride as this crew tried to work its way out of the inlet, and unfortunately for this crew, Haulover gave them a fit, and right there they cap it off with a light stuffing, which means I'm gonna go ahead and give this 5th round to Haulover, which means Haulover's gonna take the win in this episode. But thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please be sure to check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button just to let us know you like the content.